Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Antonio Tomarchio, CEO and founder of Beintoo, a company focused since 4 years in helping brands and retailers in generating offline location-based engagement. We were pioneer in 2011 when we had this vision where marketers needed to work and engage users in the physical world. Today, I'm going to talk about the huge opportunity for marketers represented by mobile data and by the integration of this mobile data into a cross-device profile of the consumer that would unlock tremendous opportunities in terms of personalized marketing experience. But first of all, I want to start with a question. Who has in the audience already used or is planning to use across 2015 mobile audiences or offline attribution tools for your campaigns? Great. And who is exploring cross-device capability tools for the marketing campaigns? Great. So why are mobile data a goldmine for marketers? Okay, and in fact, the answer, the reason for that is the evidence is that many people among the audiences are already exploring the use of these tools in 2015 already. Well, first of all, because as the CEO of PHP said in the keynote, by 2017, 40% of the world population is going to be a smartphone user. Second of all, because mobile devices are always with us 24/7, even while consuming other media. We are seeing the rise of second screen experience. People watch TV and at the same time they use tablets and smartphones. And the rise of Internet of Things and wearable devices like smartwatches, like Fitbit devices, is gonna further support the increase of the importance of data related with mobility for marketers. But first of all, data are collected differently on desktop versus mobile, especially mobile in-app. Of course, in mobile web, you can still use cookies, But if you want to gather data from mobile in-app behavior, you need to use other technologies in order to gather this data, the so-called devices ID, that are the equivalent of cookies in order to create privacy-friendly, anonymous identifiers that can be consistent with privacy regulation. We all know about the rise of data on desktop. These data are today fueling the exponential growth of the programmatic ecosystem on the web. We believe that the programmatic ecosystem needs also to integrate the data related with mobility to really know the consumer. What is a device ID, first of all? It's a unique identifier which can be used to recognize anonymously a mobile device in full respect of privacy regulation. So Apple and Google, both of them, introduced these advertising IDs, Apple IDFA and Google advertising IDs. These IDs are not the physical device IDs. These are virtual identifiers, virtual IDs that the user can change, or he can even opt out from any kind of tracking. They are the equivalent, basically, of cookies in-app. But why we should start analyzing device ID and why device ID should support mobile marketing? Well, the reason is that we need to leverage the huge potential of data associated to in-app behavior. We are all sitting on a goldmine of data that is not yet unleashed. Matter of fact, 84% of the time spent with mobile device is in-app versus 16% of mobile browsing. It means that if you limit yourself to gather data through the mobile browsing, you are losing 84% of potential data from the consumers. Here we asked to marketers. What would you like most for your mobile marketing efforts? And the answer was cross-device, in-store targeting, and advanced location. Why cross-device? Cross-device targeting can create a bridge between digital world and physical world behavior of the consumer. It can allow us to have a unique profile of the consumer, knowing where he's engaging in the physical world. And that's very, very, very important to really understand the behavior of the consumer. You can leverage the data related to the offline behavior in a cross-device way. So if you know that the user visits your physical stores, you can use this information in campaigns, for example, on web, and in the near future on connected TVs. Vice versa, by cross-device capability, it is possible to measure the impact of a campaign in the physical world. So we already have the technology, for example, if a campaign is delivered on desktop and even on connected TV, to understand what the impact of the campaign is in the physical world, to measure if there was a lift of food store traffic, for example. And that's fundamental. It's a tremendous opportunity for marketers, understanding if a campaign is generating engagement in the physical world, in physical stores, even from campaigns that are delivered through a variety of channels, cross-device, tablet, desktop, connected TV. That's the future, and now that's the real potential of now mobile data in our perspective. The conjunction between data related with the geo-behavior of the user, what is visiting, where is going, of course in full respect of privacy and in an anonymous way, the conjunction of this goldmine of data with cross-device capability that can make this data actionable in a variety of campaigns, building a single, unique profile of the consumer through his activities in the digital world, like e-commerce, and in the physical world. Because, location is key, especially for retailers and brands that have a physical distribution. And in fact, location-based advertising is growing exponentially. Matter of fact, in the United States, 90% of transactions are still done at offline retailers, where mobile devices are with us. So even in a country where e-commerce is a reality, where you have delivery, where you have Amazon, where you have Amazon building drones to deliver e-commerce transaction, people still go to physical retailers. They spend time in malls, and the same in Europe and the UK. In the UK is the most advanced country for e-commerce in the Western Europe, but still 80% of transactions are done in retailers. Today, you as marketers, you are completely blind about this 90% of transactions. There are companies, of course, working with loyalty cards to collect transactional data, but this requires a lot of integration with the CRM platform of your client retailers, and it will analyze just a percentage of the behavior of users, because not all users use always the loyalty cards, and in any case, the integration with the loyalty card infrastructure is, of course, a pain to gather those data. So this is a key issue today of marketing. We have mobility, mobile devices are reality, people are using smartwatches, they're using Fitbit bracelets, a lot of information about mobility. We have the privacy framework represented by the Apple and Google IDs to unlock this data, but it's not happening. What is mobile advertising still missing? And that's the key question. Current state location data collection methodologies do not really capture mobile user actual consumer behavior. They don't. They can see at best if he received an ad nearby a certain retailer, or if he's in that moment near the retailer. But of course, you're not going to have a lot of impressions, because it's very difficult to reach the user exactly when he is in the store or nearby the store. It's not that what is very powerful. It's the capability to know that the user is in charge of the grocery store of the household and goes to Walmart or Tesco 3 times per week. That's an information. You don't need to reach the user while she's at Tesco. You need to reach that user when she's at home, because you know that the user is in charge of the grocery store of the household and a loyal customer of Tesco. How can this be done? Matter of fact, today, any device ID is surrounded by a variety of proximity signals. Wi-Fi, a lot of public Wi-Fi networks in all major retailers, client of yours, GPS signals, of course, and beacons. Beacons technology is rising. In London, a company is about to deploy the thousands of beacons in point of interest. In the United States, we already, for example, our platform is capable to read the beacons deployed in hundreds of malls across the country. There are hundreds of thousands of beacons already deployed in all major retailers, movie theater chains in the United States. So today, beacons are just seen as a tool to send a push notification. But matter of fact, these are all signals that can be used to create a picture of your consumer in a privacy-friendly way. We want to go beyond the impression-based model. We want to go towards a people-based model, people marketing model where we know always more and we have a clear picture of the user and we can deliver less ads, but definitely more relevant. The goal of marketers today and agents in our perspective is to move forward a very clear direction, a true personalized advertising experience. We are trying to do that, and that's our goal. Beintoo is trying to create an ecosystem for advertisers and apps publishers, to power a new generation of personalized advertising in conjunction with a cross-device ecosystem. We are partnering with major cross-device companies. Our first-to-market technology enables marketers to understand users based on what we call the actual geo-behavior. So we are trying to fuel the so-called geo-behavioral targeting. We collect data. How do we collect them? Basically, we go to apps owners and we can ask them to put a very simple piece of code, very simple, matter of hours, and we tell them, look, you are monetizing already with your business models, no matter, they don't need to have ads. They can work with it. We don't deliver any ad, of course. So it can be even an app without any ads. But no matter what your business model is, you're sitting on a gold mine of data of your users, and we help you in monetizing this data because we go in revenue share with the app publisher. So basically, it's a true data monetization tool. And we're going to do that in a complete privacy certified way. We're going to help the app owner to change the privacy policy, to adopt our opt-out mechanism in order to be completely consistent with privacy regulation in any country. Once this piece of code is installed in the app, basically anonymously we can associate to the advertising ID, which is, as I said, a virtual ID. There is no personal identifiable information at all. There is no way to gather personal information. What we just analyze is if there are beacons, GPS signal, or Wi-Fi around that device ID. So, for example, I can see that the user is going to Tesco or Walmart 3 times per week, and I can see the dwell time, how much time the user is spending there. Because one thing is that I spend 5 seconds because I'm in the mall and I'm walking by a store. One thing if I spend 45 minutes inside the store or inside that car dealer. If I spend 55 minutes in a car dealer, probably means that I'm actually in market for a car, okay? So for us, dwell time and the capability not only to understand where the user is, but how much time the user is spending there is the basic and most fundamental evidence of the intent of the user in the physical world. By analyzing proximity signals, by analyzing how much time the user is spending in those stores, by analyzing the frequency, if it goes there 3-4 times, what we do is to create audience profiles. We have hundreds of standard audience profiles, but we can also build custom audience profile. For example, a client, an agency client of ours can ask, give me all the users who visited a certain car dealer brand yesterday or last week. So we can customize the audiences based on geo-behavior. And once we do that, this data, first of all, we are integrating with all major DMPs and DSPs platform in the United States, where I'm based in New York, and in in Europe, and all this data can be then found by trading desks and by agencies. So the trading desks can actually get access to this data in a programmatic way, or we can talk with the agency or with the brand marketers to build custom audience in a managed way. So we can work programmatically through our partner DSP and DMPs, or we can work in a managed way through a direct connection with the marketers. And as I said, we're already live in the United States, where we're integrating with some leading DMP and DSP. There will be announcement very soon. This product is very new, of course. And we are launching also in the UK and in Italy. I'm based in New York, where I lead the efforts in the United States. This data, not only we can create audiences, but actually we can also understand after the campaign is done if there was a lift in food store traffic. So we can try to understand the impact in the physical world of the campaign. And we share revenue with our partner apps, of course, that give us the opportunity to gather this data about mobility of the users. These are examples of taxonomies. We cover all major verticals like automotive, lifestyle, travel, and we have a taxonomy at different levels. So for example, we can say, okay, let's target entertainment segment, but in particular movies passionate. So people, for example, movies passionate are defined as people who visited a movie theater chain at least 3 times in a month. And then we can even go at the level of single brands. So for example, AMC or Regal Cinema could do a retargeting campaign to retarget passionate users who go often to Regal Cinema theaters and propose them personalized offers, discounts, or anything they would like to do in terms of branding. And here I would like to show you a very simple case study, still small, of course, because of course this technology and the rise of mobile audiences based on Apple and Google advertising IDs is very new. But what we did is that we analyzed a group of users who were very passionate about a specific coffee shop brand. So we knew that they visited this coffee shop at least 3 times per week. So that was the audience. And then we created a control group of users who were not seen at all nearby coffee shop. And we ran campaigns on the control group and on the audience group. Well, first of all, the match rate is very important, Okay, we have an audience of 100,000 advertising IDs, right? But how many people are going to be reached by the campaign? That's a fundamental question in this kind of data usage. You have the same problem with cookies in the web anyway. And we found out that nearly 50% of users in our audience were actually exposed to the campaign. So we ran the campaign through our partner DSP, and we were able to match nearly 50% of the users. We measured an overall lift in terms of CTR. That was the metric and the KPI we were analyzing of more than 33.5%. But what is very interesting is that we nailed down our analysis on the top apps where the ad was run, which are the top premium apps, the best apps of our partner DSP. And on those apps, the lift was nearly 74%. These were apps where the advertising experience is very good, where the users are not bombarded. So when in this case, the impact of the data allowed to reach a 74% increase of CTR, which is very impressive. Again, as I said, we don't deliver the ads. We just provide the data, and then the campaign was run through a partner DSP. Well, these are data about details. I'm gonna go along, so I will jump over that. What is very important is this slide, and then I'm gonna close. Not only we can target this user, but we can help marketers to know more about the audience. So here we analyze which other brands the users exposed to the campaign actually engaged with. So not only you can try to nail down an audience, but then you can try to answer a fundamental question. What else do we know about my audience? Where do they go in their life? Which other brands they engage with? So people spend time in the physical world, and you have a gold mine of information about their behavior, about if they go to affinity business or competitors, they can be unlocked, and the technology is finally there. And we can see here that to consider a user part of the audience, we decrease the radius around the coffee shop stores. So, for example, down to 10 meters. So we consider audience enthusiasts of the coffee shop just if they were seen 3 times per week within 10 meters from the store. Of course, in this case, the audience becomes smaller, but you have more than nearly 20% of users actually clicked on the ad when they were exposed to the campaign after, weeks after. Just to close, all of that must be seen as an opportunity for consumers too, and not just for marketers. If a consumer receives less ads, more relevant, it's gonna be a service for the consumer too. And that's very key, because we can build a much more efficient ecosystem. So we're committed to privacy. We have a clear opt-out mechanism. The opt-out is not in a privacy policy of Beintoo somewhere else. It's inside the app. So it's very easy for consumers to have a link and opt out, and we are Justice certified. Today we are live on a number of DSPs that can be where you can find our data. And that's pretty much all. Our company works on 3 continents, where we're New York, Rome, Milan, Shanghai, and London, and we are all focusing on creating a platform for getting mobile data and making them available by cross-device, also to desktop, connected TVs, and tablets campaigns. I thank you all for your attention, and I'm available if you have any questions about this presentation. Thank you very much. Do we have time for Q&A? No? 2 questions. Do you have any question? Any question? Okay. Thank you very much.
Hi.
Yeah.
Is it working? So it is. Fine, it's okay. So you're collecting data from GPS, from beacons.
Just 1 second. Can you try again?
Is it okay now? He needs to hear this question.
I can't hear him.
Okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so you're collecting data from beacons, GPS, and Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
My question is, how easy is it to get this data from the different people who deploy Wi-Fi, beacons, GPS? Because I think this is key to the whole exercise.
Yeah, okay. That's a very good question. Well, first of all, about beacons, there are just very few companies that reach the scale in the United States, okay? So what we're like 3 to 5. We are discussing with all of them. They already invested in deploying the infrastructure, and we're telling them, look, you put money to create this infrastructure, and they have multiple clients, or your clients need, okay, to do that. And this is just a way for you to further monetize, to have an additional monetization, an additional ROI for your infrastructure. And each one of these companies have a lot of clients, retailers, and then, we understand which one is going to provide data in a public way, or if they want to use them just for private audience. But literally, we're talking about 3 to 5 companies. About Wi-Fi, what we're doing is to talk with companies that are collecting data about public networks. So you don't have to go to each retailer by each one by one, You go to registrars, you tell them, look, do you have public data available? I'm going to pay you. And so immediately we had data about 25 million Wi-Fi networks across the world. So actually, it's possible to scale quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.